Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. Is this mic on? Yes, it is. All right, cool. We're going to talk about inflation. We're going to talk about the dollar whip theory. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. So without further ado, here we go. This is out of ABC News. It's in the mainstream. It's entitled Food and Gas Prices Pinch Families as Inflation Surges Globally. You know, if you were on the Economic Ninja channel in the spring, when we were talking about lumber prices, I said, don't worry, lumber prices are going to crash, and I expect it to happen around July because by August, people are going to care more about the cost of food and gas, because I said it was going to go up exponentially. And it has right on time. But I've always said also, by the time you hear it in the mainstream news, it's too late. It's already happening. This isn't like, you know, it's coming in the future, right? That's why you watch channels or alternative sources of information, because you want to get different, fresh perspectives from people that are actually boots on the ground, making money, either succeeding or failing, but they're actually sharing those successes or failures with you. So right here, and I'm going to go into later in this video what this is going to look like later on, okay? In the near future, actually, coming into this winter. So we're talking about this new variant that's coming out, right? This story came out a couple days ago. The stock market was, I wouldn't say plunging. It was just going down. It was down a couple percent. It wasn't that big of a deal, but people were trying to make it a big deal, right? There was a lot of fear in the markets. And they were saying, you know, this is bad. It's going to get worse, yada, yada. Everyone's trying to tie every news story to every other sort of topic to get traction, especially the mainstream. They're trying to get traction right now. But guys, honestly, if you're getting something out of this, I know my short rambling in the first few minutes, please share this video. Thanks for the likes, thanks for the subscribes, because you don't understand, there's actually a battle on the other side of this screen to get you guys information. It says, from appliance stores in the United States to food markets in Hungary and gas stations in Poland, rising consumer prices fueled by higher energy costs and supply chain disruptions are putting a pinch on households and businesses worldwide. Then I'm going to read one more thing, and then we're going to get into what this is going to mean for you guys in the winter. Rising inflation is leading to price increases for food, gas, and other products, and pushing many people to choose between digging deeper into their pockets or tightening their belts in developing economies. It's especially dire. This is very important for you guys to understand. When I said that in the springtime, by the end of summer, we would see food and gas inflation, the prices rise exponentially, and people would care more about that than other things. I nailed it, but there's some more things that you need to understand. I came out with something called the dollar whip theory in June, and I said we were going to go from inflation to deflation to hyperinflation. We are now going into deflation, and people don't understand that, because during deflation, it doesn't mean everything falls, right? At first. But in the beginning of deflation, certain aspects of the economy start to deflate. The prices the bubbles start popping, right? In 2008, we saw the real estate bubble pop because of other inflationary pressures that were happening in the country. We have already seen in California, where I live, the bubble being popped in real estate. Inventory is exploding, days on market is extending, and prices are starting to come down, or they're leveling off, okay? And there's all these different aspects of real estate. That's why you need a real estate agent that has lots of experience. Way more than just buying and selling real estate. You need a real estate, person that actually invests in real estate too, because that's a whole different mindset. Investors from salespeople, totally different. So we're already starting to see inflation start to pop in certain segments. And Black Friday is a great example of that. Very slow Black Friday. I didn't see lines out the door, right? A lot of people are doing shopping online, but I think you're going to see Black Friday numbers literally be abysmal, because people are taking the money, and that money that comes in each month is going to higher food costs, higher fuel costs, but it's going to get worse. See, we're just now going into winter, and the cost of natural gas and heating oil has already rose a lot higher in the fall than normally it would. That's scary. That's real life. The cost of heating your home is going to go up exponentially compared to years prior for all kinds, a myriad of reasons, all right? But what I want you to realize is that means that's less dollars out of somebody's budget that they can spend on flat screen TVs, video games. I'm just coming up with stuff off the top of my head. Things that you don't need, right? Things that you don't need. Going out to dinner, you don't need it. You can go and get better value at a grocery store, right? So what you're going to see going into this is bubbles popping. deflation starting to rear its head until it starts, I believe, to become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Fear hits the market because people are going to fear buying something today thinking it's going to be worth less tomorrow, all right? So what do you do in these kind of situations? Well, you stick to the basics. You do what the general public is about to do next month when they're faced with much higher prices, but you do that today. So you stick to the basics. You need to eat, you need shelter. You don't need much more than that, guys. You need to stick to the fundamentals and then look at the things that you know you're going to need next month, and why not buy a couple extra? Why not take the time when people aren't racing down to Costco or these big stores and wrapping the around the building for toilet paper and necessities? You go, hey, I'm going to go get some coupons. I'm going to go do some coupon clipping right now, and I'm going to save some money today because I know right now, tomorrow the dollar is going to be worth less. It's actually going to buy me less. Right now, if you add up all the stimulus packages and then span them over the last 2 years, we're pretty much at about $1 trillion a month that we're printing in all kinds of different forms and facets. You can't just believe one headline because they're only giving you one little piece of the picture. But if you look at it on the whole, as now I'm thinking Austin Powers, preparation H does feel good. My point being is that if you look at it in the larger spectrum of economics, we're printing about $1 trillion a month. And I've always said that the collapse comes when we're printing $1 trillion a week. And that is, I believe, going to be happening in the next couple of years to give me some grace period. But honestly, with everything that's in the news, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that in the next year. Well, when you hyperinflate the currency, everything goes parabolic. And it would be a perfect time to actually get us into a new currency. Maybe one that's digital. I'll leave you guys with that. Guys, I just wanted to throw this out there because it's very, very important. It's now in the headline news. It's all over, the inflation story. There's even propaganda for some moron that would believe it, that inflation's a good thing. Holy cow, that's complete just insanity. All right, guys, that being said, it is good news. If you know it's coming ahead of time and you're on the train tracks and you see the train, all you got to do is get off the tracks and let the train go by you. And that's why you're here. Ninja Nation is going to be strong because Ninja Nation is going to be prepared. All right, guys, that being said, the Economic Ninja is out.